Presented by Turkish Airlines, Spalding, and Intersport.
In the show, Joey Dorsey is a master of defence for FC Barcelona. We meet talented prospects Jérémy Nzeulie and David Jelínek. Salah Mejri is the first Tunisian to play in the Euroleague. The MVP of the week goes to Justin Dentman. And we check out the top 3 of the week. FC Barcelona signed a lot of new players last summer, looking for talent, inside points, experience, and solidity. With regards to the last criteria, one of the most efficient players is without a doubt Joey Dorsey, a former Turkish Airlines Euroleague champion in Istanbul 2012. Joey seems like the perfect candidate to complete the roster for a scoring machine like Barcelona.
A lot of people around Europe know me as a defensive player, and I'm just here to try to provide that presence for here.
To be a great defensive player, one needs application, concentration, timing, intelligence, and something else.
I'm watch film with coach a lot and try to get it down so I can be that presence that they need me to be in the paint.
Of course, the most spectacular skill when playing defense is blocking. Part of it is a natural intuition, but it's also much more than that.
It is something that you can practice. It's all about timing. If you can see the play happening before it happens, it's good.
Joey's way of playing is something really precious, sometimes highly underestimated.
As long as the coach knows that I'm on the court and I'm doing my job, and the players let me know after the game, is a good thing for me.
All that work in defense deserves some satisfaction at the other end of the floor. Joey has his own preferences.
I'll say dunking. That just give us our fans a passionate get together and everybody get excited about it, and then that might give us some motivation to get on the run and start getting a big score.
Kiev, the city of Budivelnik, hosted FC Barcelona in the Round 5 Game of the Week. A great opportunity for the local fans to meet former Euroleague champions like Kostas Papanikolaou and Dorsey. Joey responded to this show of love by always being in the right place at the right time. After a very balanced first half, where Budivelnik were leading 48-46, the Spanish team responded by demonstrating the strength of their big men on the floor. Dorsey scored 16 points without mistakes from the floor, while Ante Tomic finished with 18, putting 9 inside shots. In the end, Barcelona won 74-84, improving its record to 3-2. Group A is extremely competitive. Fenerbahçe Ulker Istanbul have dominated the first month of the season, but big squads like CSKA Moscow or FC Barcelona are ready to fight for the leadership of the group. It has been tough so far for the debutants JSF Nanterre. But to give energy to the team, there's Jérémy Nzeulie, the 22-year-old French-born Cameroonian point guard.
I feel really happy because it's going to be a great experience, because I always wish to play the best of all in basketball in Europe, in Paris. That's the right opportunity to show the basketball to everybody.
Jérémy took a while to discover basketball and, like so many others, found confidence and belief in his own ability only over time.
When I was young, I was playing soccer, so I wasn't really expecting to play basketball. But when I started basketball, I didn't really expect to be a Euroleague player. I started to think about something like that when I was maybe like 20, and I never thought that it would be that early.
His growth is the result of some unpredictable choices, as when 2 years ago he moved to Bordeaux, despite the promotion of his Nanterre in the Pro A.
I choose to stay in Pro B to get experience, to be better when I will come back here in Pro A. Yeah, it was a really good year for me because I had to work at the point guard position, so it helped me out a lot for my game.
Surely one of the most prestigious results achieved by Jérémy is the French League title, won last year at home in Game 4 against Strasbourg. That game was probably the best performance of his career. He finished with 17 points and as the outstanding leader of the team.
I knew that we had a good team, we had a good team chemistry. We were having pleasure playing together, but I never expected it to be French championship. But when you're on the court, you give your best, you're trying to win, and that's what happened. I was extremely motivated because I knew that we were one game away from being champion, so we were too close to miss it. So that's why I knew that I had to give my best, and that's what I did, and it happened pretty well for me.
JSF Nanterre travelled to Istanbul last Thursday to the lion's den of the leaders of Group A, Coach Obradovic's Fenerbahçe Ülker. A very difficult challenge that didn't hold any positive surprises for the guests. Nanterre were in touch 68-64 with 4 minutes 20 seconds left, before Fenerbahçe blasted off for a closing run of 15-2 in the game's last 3 minutes. Bayan Bogdanovic led the Turkish team with 20 points, and in Group A, Fenerbahçe improved to a 5-0 record, which is its best start ever in the Turkish Airlines Euroleague. Salah Mejri is one of the most interesting gambles made by Real Madrid, perhaps one of the most intriguing rookies of the whole Turkish Airlines Euroleague. Salah is 27, but despite his 2.17 metres, he began his career late. He is still a promising player because his career only took off once he'd already turned 18. Back in his home country of Tunisia, basketball was not his first option.
I was interested more in studying, and study for me and for all Tunisians, I think it was the most important thing to have, because if without study, you will not accomplish nothing,
Salah's future career started during his days at school.
It was an accident. I was in the last year of the school before going to university, and somebody saw me in the exam of sports, and he said, "Why you don't play basketball?" I said, "I don't know what does it mean basketball, because in my region there doesn't exist. Football is big in all Tunisia, but basketball is not really big." So he said, "No, your height is to play basketball." So then he take me to another city where I finished my study and I started playing basketball with them. And step by step, I'm here now.
It is very difficult to improve in a country where basketball is not the most popular sport.
The thing that I learned in Europe 1 year it's more than what I learned in Tunisia for 5 years. The way we practice, the way people take it in serious is not like here, you know. I think if I start playing basketball in another country different than Tunisia, I mean in Europe for example, I would be in better level now. But I'm grateful anyway to be Tunisian and to start playing basketball there and to be here now.
Real Madrid is a brand that is known all over the world. It's a dream come true that started with his first year in Europe with the Antwerp Giants.
Real Madrid was one of the best teams in Europe. Then I was like checking everything, seeing some games and stuff. And once they came to Belgium to play against Charleroi, I went there to watch it.
Salah has and feels a particular responsibility, but not only because he plays in a great club.
For first Arabic player and Tunisian player to play in Real Madrid and play in Euroleague. So everybody is waiting for it to see Salah playing in Euroleague, and that's really putting pressure on me to play good, to make these people happy and proud, you know.
Pride and generosity that extends to off the court as well as on it, as he did last September in China, when Real Madrid was there for the One Team programme. Wednesday night, Salah took another step on his way to improving in Real Madrid's big win over Anadolu Efes Istanbul, finding the best ways to dunk and block. Unicaja Malaga forward Nick Caner-Medley is one of the players on fire in this first part of the regular season. Not by chance, he was also the B-Win MVP of round 2 against Stenmet Zielona Góra. He isn't the most gifted of players, but he excels where others do not, in his thinking. That's why we appreciate him so much. And that's why he's still improving, even if he is no longer a youngster. Last summer, Unicaja Malaga coach Joan Plaza wanted to build a battling team, and one of the players he really wanted to sign was, of course, Nick.
I think that there's times in games where a play can really energize the crowd, and that energizes your teammates. And I think depending on the situation in the game, one play, making a shot or a hustle play can be something that swings the momentum. And I think it's very important, especially when you're at home and you have the energy of your fans to feed off that.
On the floor, he has this surprising ability to do uncommon things for a power forward.
One of the things that benefited me was that when I was young, I played more of a guard position. I was more of a wing player, and I grew slowly, so I was able to maintain some of the skills of a wing player as I got taller.
Besides this versatility, Nick has also learned to manage his efforts during the game from a young age.
Sometimes, you know, a lot of guys, we've been on teams earlier in our career where we're counted on to play most of the game. So in some points in the game, you have to kind of reserve your energy and make sure that you're fresh even at the end of the game when it's really important.
However, today things have changed.
When you have a deep roster and guys that can come in and bring energy, you're not relied on to play 30, 35 minutes. So when you're on the court, you can really go, 100%.
As with all the winning players, Nick knows what makes the difference in the crucial moments.
one or two plays can make a difference in terms of momentum. Sometimes you want to be a little extra aggressive. You have to pick your spots depending if you have if you don't have any fouls, you can go for a big block shot. If it's late in the game, maybe if your team needs you to be a little more aggressive on offense, you can attack the rim. So with experience, you just have to be able to pick your spots. Sometimes, big plays sometimes aren't the best thing. Sometimes you want to be more cautious.
This week, Unicaja hosted Montepaschi Siena in Malaga. The Italian team tried on several occasions to take control of the match, but the hosts remained in the game thanks to the solidity of Caner-Medley, scorer of 18 points and some very spectacular moves. In the final minutes of the fourth quarter, Unicaja reached a 6-point lead thanks to Ryan Toulson. But Siena quickly recovered and finished with two decisive shots from Jeff Vigiano. The second handing Siena victory at the buzzer, 75-73. David Jelínek, the 23-year-old Czech shooting guard of Laboral Kucha Vitoria, should definitely be considered one of the best shooters in the Turkish Airlines Euroleague. In his short time with the Spanish club, he has become decisive. In the opening 4 matches, he shot with 75% from the 2-point range, numbers that reveal confidence and technique. Refined by the teachings of his father, a scoring legend in Czechoslovakia during the 80s.
He was playing basketball whole life, and since I was growing up like a small child, I was watching his game, and since that I just started to love basketball. I did a lot of shooting practice with him, and he always tried to learn me, teach as much as you can, do different type of shots, moving on the same place without moving.
And then one day the student surpassed the teacher, and it was a proud moment for both. It's hard to forget the moment when you beat your first coach and biggest fan to this day.
Always the first time when you beat your dad, you're really happy, and he's, just like start knowing that he got like the competition next to him. Now when he finished his career, he really tried to be focused on watching all my games. So I think he's really happy and proud that I'm like moving his steps, and now I'm like player in a really big team playing in Euroleague. So I think he's really happy.
Jelinek's house, basketball was not only a passion shared by father and son.
My sister was playing when she was younger, even my mom, so everybody loves it in my family.
A team spirit that has taught him lots.
Never stop playing, always try to do things to help the team, always be helpful. So if you maybe cannot score or you have a bad day in offense, so always try to defense, try to steal some balls, always be active on the court.
Laboral Kucha and David Jelínek visited Krasnodar to face Lokomotiv Kuban. It was one of the most spectacular matches of the week, an even game for the entire 40 minutes. David Jelínek scored twice from the distance for the visitors, and Laboral Kucha got a few points lead in the fourth quarter. But the home team recovered, and with 6 seconds left, they allowed Simon Krunoslav the freedom to shoot from the distance. Lokomotiv Kuban took the lead, but the game was not over yet, and the crowd felt the tension. The final score was 85-84. It was a fourth win for Yevgeny Pashutin's team, and they lead Group D along with Maccabi Electra Tel Aviv. Turkish Airlines Euroleague B-Win MVP of Round 5 is Žalgiris Kaunas's Justin Dentman, once again a rookie in the competition. The 28-year-old point guard from Carbondale, Illinois, USA, was playing a good tournament, averaging 11.5 points and 3 assists per game, before breaking out in the last game against Brose Baskets Bamberg, giving his team the second win of the season. Dentman scored 24 points, 2 for 4 by 2, and an almost unbelievable 6 for 6 from long distance, also slotting home the 2 free throws he earned. However, it wasn't only his shooting performance that was outstanding. Justin was on the verge of a double-double after serving 9 assists. If we add to that the 2 rebounds, the 2 steals, and the 4 fouls received, we have a performance index rating of 32. The best of the round. Now let's check out the top 3 plays.
Number 3, Madrid, Spain. Sergio Rodriguez makes an incredible half-court pass, but Marcus Slaughter chases down and detonates on the way to another Real Madrid blowout victory. Number 2, Piraeus, Greece. Olympiacos down by a point, 1.6 seconds left. Matt Lojeski inbounds, Evangelos Mansalis launches the game winner. And for number 1 player of the week, Malaga, Spain. Game on the line, Montepaschi, Siena ball. Thomas Reyes finds Jeff Vigiano, who fakes, steps back, and reigns the game winner for the team's first win of the season.
Nokia Arena of Tel Aviv, Israel, will host the next game of the week when Maccabi Electra and Laboral Kucha Vitoria will share the floor for one of the Euroleague classics on Thursday night. The two teams met each other in the 2005 final in Moscow, when Maccabi claimed the title by winning 93-79, and a year later in Prague in the semi-final, where Maccabi again triumphed 85-70. Game 2 of the 2010-2011 season playoffs, played at the Fernando Buesa Arena, was crucial for earning Maccabi qualification to the Final Four. Jeremy Pargo sank the game-winning jumper with 1.3 seconds left in the game to lift Maccabi to an 81-83 win to take the home court advantage. In the opening game of the season played in Vitoria, Laboral Kucha won 84-80, led by big man Lamont Hamilton, who collected 15 points and 8 rebounds in his Euroleague debut and only game played because of injury. A lot of superstars will share the floor in a matchup that has already taken place 21 times since the 2001-2002 season. Ricky Hickman, Devin Smith, Joe Ingles and Sean James for the Yellows. Andres Nocioni, Fernando Sanemeterio, Tibor Pleiss and Milko Bielica for Laboral Kucha. Anything can happen at the Nokia Arena when Maccabi Electra and Laboral Kucha will add another chapter to their extensive rivalry in the next game of the week.
Presented by Turkish Airlines, Spalding, and Intersport.